how many times have you been in a ballet class struggling with the feelings that you are dealing with? And how many times have you been rejected from an audition, or you didn't get into that summer intensive program, or you didn't get that ballet contract that you wanted so desperately? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Goldie and this is the Lazy Ballerina Club. In today's video, I am going to be talking about something that I have been dying to talk about on this channel, and that is therapy. I am obsessed with therapy. I am obsessed with talking about therapy, so I thought I would bring it onto my YouTube channel to hopefully inspire you to think about therapy, think about all of the benefits that it can bring to your life as a ballet dancer and aside from your ballet dancing. If you are interested in learning all about my therapy journey, or you're just a little bit curious about therapy in general and you don't know really where to start, then make sure you are subscribed down below, like this video, and let's start talking about it. I think the biggest stigma around therapy is that there's something wrong with you or that you're really struggling with something. I just want to debunk it at the top of the video that going to see a therapist or even being curious about the topic doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you are broken or that you are more difficult or any of these ideas that are circulating the topic around therapy, because that is just not the case. And if anything, the fact that you are curious about therapy and the fact that you are interested in bettering yourself and bettering your life goes to show that you are already ahead of the game. I am recovering from foot surgery. I am a professional ballet dancer transitioning out of my life that I've known for 25 years. And throughout this pandemic and throughout this year and my transitional moment in my life right now, therapy has literally been my saving grace. I just wanted to sit down and share a little bit about my own experience and share why I think every single ballet dancer out there could benefit from meeting with a therapist. I'm also in Christmas pajamas, so I've tried to do this video about 5,000 times, so I am just like going with it. And if my Christmas pajamas help me, I'm committing to my Christmas pajamas. So since starting this channel, my main focus was to talk about the mental health side of ballet and the human part about ballet. Us ballet dancers are very complex creatures. We are under so much pressure. There's so much toxic energy surrounding a professional ballet career. The level of anxiety and stress that comes with the ballet territory is like through the roof. I am here to tell you that if you are a ballet dancer, you need to be in therapy, plain and simple. But I recently started going to therapy about, I don't even know if it's been 2 years yet. I think my first therapy session was August of 2019. Back in Kansas City, and the most interesting part about therapy is that typically you go for a crisis or you seek out a therapist because you are dealing with a situation that you need maybe a little extra help with, or you're dealing with a relationship that you need answers for, or whatever the thing that you are dealing with in your life tends to lead you to a therapist's office. And that's kind of what happened with me. I was dealing with some interesting situations back in August of 2019, and I just felt like I needed a little help and I needed a little more guidance. And I think a big thing that stops people from going to see a therapist is that feeling of, oh my gosh, I can't talk about myself or my feelings to a stranger. Like, they don't know me, they don't know my life, all of those factors. I never really had those feelings, and at the same time, all of those feelings are valid if you do have those feelings. The beautiful part about therapy is that it is a completely unbiased opinion. This person is not on one side or another. This person is just here to listen to you and to guide you and to hear you as you work out your own issues that you are dealing with in your life. A good therapist should not be telling you what to do or what not to do. A good therapist is the one that sits back, listens to you dissect your own feelings and your own issues, and kind of keeps you on track towards figuring out what is right for you in your own life. I was very, very, very lucky that the first therapist that I met with was my therapist that I continued meeting with, and this is my therapist that I am actually seeing today. Thursdays are therapy days. I honestly look forward to my therapy days. Before meeting with this therapist, I was told that finding a therapist could kind of be like an interviewing process or like an audition process. You need to connect with this person. You need to feel comfortable with the therapist that you are meeting with, and it might take a couple of tries because you're kind of like auditioning these people, and if you don't like the vibe, it could be really, really difficult to have productive sessions with your therapist. I meet with a woman every single week. As soon as I got into her office, I immediately felt a connection with her. I felt comfortable with her, and I just felt like this was like a complete 100% safe space to kind of like word vomit all of the issues that I was dealing with at the time. The interesting part about going to see a therapist is typically the reason that you are going to see your therapist isn't necessarily the main reason why you continue to see your therapist. And you might have no idea what I'm saying. I don't even know if that made sense, but let me try to break it down for you. I went in thinking that this major issue that I was dealing with in my life in that moment was the only reason why I needed to be in therapy, and as soon as I solved this issue in my life, I wouldn't need a therapist and I would go about my life like I did for 24 years before I started therapy. And once you get into therapy and you start uncovering all of the drama and the layers of your life and the people around you and your relationships and how you feel about everything, that issue that you went in that first day wanting to talk about really is not the important issue at hand. Like at all. There is a reason why I am who I am today in my life. There is a reason why I am how I am in my relationships. Why is this one thing triggering me more than this other thing? Why am I struggling with procrastinating? Or why am I struggling with controlling my emotions? Or why do I get upset? Or why do I get angry when certain things happen in my life? And since going to therapy, I have started the process of figuring out all of those answers. And I just want to remind you and let you know, before I started going to therapy, I was totally, without a doubt, the person to say, I don't need therapy. I know who I am. I know everything about myself. And I'm just like this because I've always been like this, and I'm great. I don't need to deal with anything. I'm perfect and life is great. The more I started talking to my therapist and the more that I uncovered about what was really going on in my life, I was able to really like meet myself for the first time. And I know that's like a very dramatic way of phrasing it, but I had all of these questions about my own personality or why I was the way that I was in my life, and I just didn't have the answers to them. And now that I have started the conversation and I started being curious and asking myself, why does that trigger me when my boyfriend says this, or why is it so difficult when I'm dealing with rejection in my ballet career? Everything started to click, and all of those major issues that I was struggling with in my own life or in my own relationships started to make sense, and that is like such an amazing and validating thing. This conversation kind of leads me into talking about why I think it is so beneficial for every single ballet dancer to be in therapy. Any environment where you are competing with all of the people around you in that same room, or any situation where you are looking at yourself in a leotard and tights in a mirror for 8 hours a day every single day, is a difficult situation. I mean, how many times have you been in a ballet class struggling with the feelings that you are dealing with. And how many times have you been rejected from an audition, or you didn't get into that summer intensive program, or you didn't get that ballet contract that you wanted so desperately? And how many times were you sitting in your car crying because the teacher made you feel a certain way? Or how many times were you insecure about your body? Or I don't even know, the list goes on and on and on and on. All of those feelings that you deal with as a ballet dancer, a therapist can help you with. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you want to talk about all of those feelings? I just hate this stigma and this weird idea of seeing a therapist, because I feel like seeing a therapist and starting my therapy journey was, without a doubt, was the best decision that I've ever made for myself, and I probably will be in therapy for the rest of my life if I am able to. I always say this to my boyfriend, but I am so terrified of, like, God forbid my therapist like dies or something, and I'm like not able to like see her anymore, or like God forbid she like moves away to like I don't even know, and we're not able to like work together anymore. But my boyfriend then like reminds me that like that is like the most irrational fear that I've ever had in my entire life, and like my therapist is like a 35-year-old like healthy woman, and she's like not dying. But I honestly don't know what I would do if God forbid she does. I want this video to inspire you to maybe go meet up with a therapist, maybe explore the conversation, and maybe try to figure out if a therapist could help you in your situation that you're in today, especially in the year that we have just lived through. I mean, if you weren't in therapy during a pandemic, you need to be in therapy now at this point in the pandemic. And especially ballet dancers watching this video today, you have been dancing in your living rooms, you have been dancing in your basements, in your backyard, whatever your situation has been for the past year, I'm sure has given you anxiety, I'm sure has kept you up at night, and you're probably questioning, what is the future of ballet? Am I still going to be able to have the career that I wanted? Or maybe you're kind of in a similar boat to me, and I'm kind of questioning, do I want to continue dancing? What is the next step after ballet? And am I having an identity crisis right now? And just to answer my own question, I 1000% am having an identity crisis, and that is okay. The most rewarding thing that I have ever done for myself has been to invest in myself. And I know that therapy is expensive. I know that some people are just not able to meet with a therapist, but it's 2021. There are so many platforms that you can find a counselor, or you can find a therapist, and you will never ever regret working on yourself. You'll never regret investing time and energy and money into bettering yourself and trying to get a better understanding about why you are the way that you are, and try to figure out who you actually want to be in this world, because you have the ability to honestly be whoever you want. You have the ability to work through all of your issues that you're dealing with right now. I want to remind you that you are okay. You are normal if you have these dark feelings. You are normal if you want to go see a therapist. You are normal if you have anxiety. You are okay if you are stressed right now. Let's debunk the thing that therapy is bad, because therapy is like my new favorite thing that I have ever done with my life. So if you've watched this video all the way through and you're still not convinced if you should go see a therapist, or you're still not convinced that you need therapy, and you are telling yourself, oh, well, I don't need therapy, I am this like perfect human in the world, joke's on you, because the people that say they don't need therapy are typically the ones that need therapy the most. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know, I guess that's it. I think I have to start getting ready for my own therapy session today. So like always, make sure you are subscribed down below, like this video, and I hope I didn't scare you off, and I hope that you will consider seeing a therapist talking about maybe going to see a therapist. And follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, because I absolutely love talking to all my friends about therapy, and I love supporting everyone through their own journey. And that is just the most important part of this video. We are all on a journey. The amount of times I've said journey on this channel is like nauseating, but it is so true. And this could just be the start of yours. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye guys.